All right. So here we are live by no demand, Matt. But by the popular demand of Matty Modica and myself, we are.
The people have spoken.
Yeah, the two of us. So we're back tonight for an impromptu stream. Matty and I, we have, a new entrance. I don't know if I could say where he's picking or.
No,
I'm not going to mention names, Matt. Yeah, I'm not going to mention names, but there's a very popular former overall title winner, not current, former, who's back tonight, drafted for the first time. So Matt and I thought we'd have a tribute to him. And, for anyone who knows Coming to America, we put our friend, what was his name in the movie, Matt? I forget. The Soul Glow guy.
I don't even remember. I can tell you in a second as I go to IMDb.
Funny story. I watched him film that whole McDowell's episode because it was in
McDowell's was great.
Right down the block from the Queen Center Mall where I worked, and Daryl was his name. Yep. Daryl, yeah. So Daryl, the Soul Glow guy, is up in honor of our beloved friend who's joining the draft world tonight. So I am picking out of the third spot. Matt is here to offer his in-depth commentary, and he's free to pick on my draft tonight because he is not a participant. So, Matt, I will take your bullets.
Well, I don't think you're going to screw up the first one. So,
Matt, I appreciate the fact. I appreciate the faith. So we're 5 minutes away. Camp's opening up, right, Matt? We talked about that last. I thought last night, by the way. Thank you to Michael Gamberg, who was a great guest. We're busting his balls on Twitter today. And Stevie, of course, who, is just awesome to interact with in these situations. But Gamberg was great. It was a lot of fun. And we'll be back. So should we say, Matt, we'll be back Thursday afternoon?
Yes. Thursday afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern, afternoon delight. So.
I mean, Matt and I don't have any bosses to report to, so that's the reason why we're doing this, in case anyone's worried about our families being fed or our lights being turned on. So we are happy to do a matinee. I hope we could sell that out. I don't know, but I'm hoping.
I hope if Greg puts it out and we could start promoting it tomorrow on Twitter. I still call it Twitter.
Yeah, me too. I try. Jay Wimmers, by the way, recognizing the famous Soul Glow. Thank you, Jay. We appreciate that that you recognize. And if you knew the reason why we had this up, you would laugh even more. But that'll be an inside joke for the night.
Yes.
Let me promote the board, Matt. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, like I said, you got some new names here. We're not naming names, but there are new contestants in this.
Yeah.
I believe the guy from last night is back in, so I'm expecting that same start.
Yes.
Seems to
and
be
he's in the perfect spot to pull that start off. He's picking at the part where I think he'll be able to execute his plan, unless something changes.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if he's if he's ever going to go off that strategy.
It doesn't seem like it.
And, there are some really good players that we know of, some names not so familiar with. So it should be interesting. As we mentioned, we have a return of the king tonight to them streets, to them draft streets out there.
Yeah,
so that should be exciting.
Matt, is it the self-proclaimed king or the actual king? I don't know what the voting was on what level the king is, and the king is welcome to join us later. I don't know if he's watching; he might be locked in, but the door is open. If the hair can get through, he's more than welcome to come in.
Can get through.
Just funny when you see someone who has no hair, Matt, and then you get a picture, and all of a sudden it looks like a couple of squirrels died on top of his head. So, caught us all by surprise. All right, so we are 2 minutes away. Matt, I actually would be excited if it changed the board, because I have a lot of the guy I love who I would take, but at the same time, if the board mixes up, I think it's good for draft season.
Well, you're picking, at 3. I think what's going to define this draft season, and I mean the third round usually does, and avoiding the landmines in the second usually every year, those are like the key factors. I mean, look at JSN. He was basically a third rounder or a late second rounder last year. And we got a few names. They're all steaming up. And which one is the guy that's going to hit? Who's going to bust?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's by the way, Tommy Libretti just wrote on Twitter, our backdrop game is elite or something like that. So I personally appreciate that because I do try to come up with something. It goes, it's a backdrop game is legit. So we appreciate that. We do like to have a fun backdrop. Yeah, we appreciate that.
We got Scott Genstad. He's tuning in. It's got a text.
Oh, really? Scott Genstad. Scott, I love Scott. I bet him in baseball. He's such a nice guy. And he's a great baseball player.
Scott is like the West Coast Vaccaro. He's kind of like the West Coast.
But he has real hair, Scott. I think Scott's hair is legitimate, right? Not at last check.
they're best when they're angry. That's when they're on top of their game. But no, Scott is a sweetheart. He's just a great fantasy player in every aspect, whether it's full season baseball, football, DFS. I know he's taken down. I think it was FanDuel a few years back.
Yeah, I was texting with another legend today, Matt, Johnny Posma, who is such a great guy. And
Johnny, guy.
I told him I have the 2019 ranked in the OLC. He took a look, and then he had to tell me that Joe Ryan is getting his absolute ass handed to him tonight by the fucking Guardians. So
you mean John still leading the main event, Posma?
Yeah, John
like automatic.
Really is. I love Matt when a good guy is great. Like, he's such a good, nice guy, Johnny, and he's great at these games. Can't wait to see him in Vegas. So, John, thanks for for watching us and the nice words today. So we are about to kick off, Matty. 30 seconds away. Let me. Hope you like my little Bronco shrine.
I'm about to comment on that.
I'm in a different location today. Now, our friend thinks the yacht. I'm off the yacht. Matt fired the below deck crew that I hired, and I'm on the mainland tonight, Matt. So roughing it on the mainland tonight. All right, here we go, Matt. So let's get started.
This is nice too. It's a little earlier.
Yeah. You and I drink enough iced coffee to stay up until next Friday.
They said 5 cups of coffee more a day.
Yeah, I'm like, good. I might live to 100. Be like the guy from the Green Mile. I might never die if that holds true. The good old Tom Hanks and the Green. What a great movie that was, Matt.
That was, I have to say.
Did you realize the guy who's the huge guy? He actually died recently.
Yes,
he's actually really short, but they shot him in a way where he looked like he was so tall.
Yeah, he was. That was a good movie. It was a shame he died young.
All right, so we have a very thanks, Shay, for the appreciation on the movie review. Okay, so I'm up, Matt. I'm going to make the pick that everyone expects.
Yeah, the first 4 I assume are always going to be. I mean,
I'll be
5
honest,
is when the draft starts. If you're going to go.
I've been saying this on our streams. I love the Bengals this year. I think the Bengals are going to really be a really, really good team. And I don't know if the Bengal boys are watching.
To speak of this, like the 5th pick, I think I have 6 Amon-Ra, 4 JSN, but I really did have to make that decision in the prime time, in the slow prime time. And I did go Amon-Ra. He's just so steady. And the tiebreaker to me is they're playing that last place schedule. And so I went there, All
right, so here's where things get interesting in the 8th slot, Matt, because McCaffrey's been finding his way in. And Ashton Genty goes at the 8th spot. We've seen that. We've seen him at 7. The guy who picked at 9 is the Omarion Hampton lover. So there goes that.
Yes. I think Genty, you're going to be seeing him
first round.
As high as 5. High as 5.
Wow.
When we go live, I think you're going to see that.
Yeah, it's hard to argue that, man. I think he's really got.
I took him as high as 6 in an OC. That was when I had 0 shares. Now I think I'm at like 6.
Look at that, Matty. CeeDee Lamb at 10, where we grabbed him in the 2nd round last night.
Yeah, that's Lamb, Jefferson. There's just so many good running backs too. So I think that whole little turn here, these last 3 and the first 3, are just going to always mix up.
Yeah, Chase Brown into the 1st round. That's another prediction, man. I'm going to make that Chase Brown and Genty are firm 1st rounders in September.
Yeah, I mean Chase Brown. Whether you like, just hypothetically, whether you like him or not, it's just there is nobody behind him. Samaje
Right.
P. Ryan,
So,
who's the guy they drafted last year?
Brooks, Taj Brooks.
Yeah, Taj is fighting for that backup spot, but P. Ryan's going to have a small role. And I mean, Cook, there couldn't have been a guy I was more wrong on last year. I was concerned the Bills were going to overpay, and he deserved every dollar he got last year.
Nice spot out of the 12 hole. We know those drafters. I thought they were going to copy. Oh, they couldn't copy us because our guy Lamb was taken a little earlier. So a Cook Jefferson start at the 12 spot, which is a great way to go. And again, man, we talked about that last night. If you're picking 12 and you go double running back, I mean, okay, but you are really looking at a little bit of a weak wide receiver.
Not that you can't do it, but it's just
it's hard. It's hard.
I think that 4-5 turn for the wide receivers from the back end is like wide receiver purgatory.
Yeah.
Once you reach the middle of that fourth or just past it, it really, I'd rather be taking the running backs, put it that way.
Yeah. Oh, our friend Joe Carlton. What's up, Joey? Thanks for watching tonight. This
up, Joe?
Last-minute impromptu stream. Glad to have you with us, brother.
So we got, let's see.
And we look forward to going on Joey's shows next week, Matt, you and I.
Yes, next Tuesday night, the 28th. That should be a fun time.
That should be a fun time. Okay, so we got Kenneth Walker and Hampton, a match made in heaven to draft her out of that spot.
I mean, the back four spots, even from you got to like all these combos. I mean, pretty much.
Yeah, Genty, London. I mean, that's a nice blend to start right off the bat. So again, very nothing new here. We've been saying this repeatedly. Same guys, different spots. Joey Brown, second round of stuff makes sure. Yeah, Joey, the second round drives a lot of where you're going. It's interesting because you got 3 teams that have mixed it up, which is not common so far. So 3 teams have mixed it up with running back receiver builds.
Yeah, and in the next couple of picks, I mean, from here on, there's one guy that usually goes right about here or the next pick. But after that, it's pretty much your preference. And that I mentioned a few minutes ago. It's basically going to determine the landscape. Yeah. Like Abuk is one of the guys that he's been steamed up. We got.
All right, Matt. So I'm coming up. That one. I'm coming up. I actually was going to hope Bowers fell. I was going to go with a Bowers build with Jamar Chase, but that's not happening tonight. So Abuka, another guy I would have targeted, went ahead of me. Devonta Smith.
Devonta. Yeah.
So
these are the usual cast of characters, though. From
yeah.
So this back end, from after Bowers goes, it's usually like these guys, and one or two of them will slip into the early third round.
I'm just going to think here for a second, Matt, because I have the guy I've been drafting at this spot. I do like, and I'm wondering if I might just want to mix it up a little bit here. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to stick with what I've been doing just because I'm high on this guy, along with
I would do that. If I wouldn't mix it up. I wouldn't, especially when you're after like a Chase.
Yeah. So Joe called and said, Dan and Josh pushed their show back to 9. Wow. Joe's got to win the ratings war. That's impressive. We'll be watching them later. The Illuminati. Yeah, we are, Jay. We're the network called us, and Matt couldn't resist the 75-cent offer that we got to do this draft tonight. So here we are. Sponsored by Newport Cigarettes, and I just had a nice Padron as I walked my dog, Matt. That's my pre-draft preparations.
I don't think Flowers gets enough credit for the season he put together. I know there were people are saying it was front end, back end, but once Lamar got hurt, I mean that offense was just not the same.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm excited. I thought there might be some more people in the Illuminati that were excited about the Ravens' new OC.
No, but I
understand. I mean, Declan Doyle seems like a really nice hire. He seems like next heir apparent to that. He's going to be a head coach, an exciting OC. It's the Shanny Ben Johnson mix.
Yeah.
And this is interesting. Everybody, including myself, are scared to take Achane. I think when he falls into the third, if you're doing a lot of these, you have to take him.
Yeah. That's
you know what I mean.
Yeah. Especially guys at 12 who have a lot of teams. I think that's a smart move.
Even if you're really kind of hesitant, again, if you're only doing like 3 teams, that's different. But if you're gonna put up the volume, and he falls into the third round, it becomes, I think, an auto click there.
Matt, there's a guy I want to ask you about. We haven't talked about him on our streams. Nico Collins. Talk to me about, what do you think about Nico Collins?
I mean, I think his biggest problem is that he.
Matt, they know your game.
That's a good one, though.
You streamed smoking a cigarette on your fucking steps the other night. I mean,
me and Stevie were cursing him on our text messages. Nico Collins, I mean, I think the guy he's just a beast. But, the one knock on him is always going to be, can he play the 17 games? If they're going to play heavy formation, but see, that's the thing. I mean, I'm not a fan of the quarterback. I know people try to say he wasn't as bad last year as we remember because he was just god-awful in the playoffs. I mean, Nico's a guy that I thought would really never make it out of the second round, but he does at times. So, I mean, I think it's kind of a safe pick. I know he had some struggles last year, but they really had no running game. And that was the whole thing of getting a David Montgomery. They had no running game. I mean, Nick Chubb was just a shell of himself. The guy was a beast, a warrior, but he was just a shell of himself. And, I think Nico might end up being one of the better picks. I don't have a lot of Nico. I'm not full.
I was hoping to grab.
This is the steam. He's the new steam guy. It was Ibuka, it was Flowers, now it's Waddle.
Welcome to draft season. Is all I'm going to say. The guy just took fucking Jalen Waddle. That's all I'm going to say. Welcome to draft season.
These are the 3 guys that really have. And look, I get that too. I mean, Rice. I've always been a Rice guy, but I'm kind of not this year. I
don't know. I feel like I've been fading him too, but there's not like there's a lot of guys in Kansas City to throw the ball to.
No, I get that too. That's a fair point. It seems like this guy is like, I'll use a nice term. He's a knucklehead, and he just can't seem to stay out of trouble.
Yeah, well, as long as he stays out of trouble for the season, I get that. But yeah, he is a knucklehead. But his offense with his quarterback, it's hard to
yes.
keep
No, I'm not saying that he's another Pickens, Collins, and Rice, I would think would be going right after Bowers. That's what I would, and like say Olave. That's how I would have thought entering draft season. That's how the second round would play out.
So, Matt, I'm up on it. I was hoping to try to do the Chase Higgins stack. That has been eliminated by the gentleman in front of me, who's starting 3 wide. Very good start for him. I'm going to go with a guy we talked about the other night who we think will be a target monster in the nation's capital, Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, I mean, for me, look, I know he's older guy. But there's nothing else there. I mean, to me, there's Chig. Even if they get Diggs, I mean, Diggs, he route running and all that was really good last year. But I mean, I don't think Diggs is a number 1. I know he says he's the best number 2, which is crazy. He's not like even his. I could probably name 12 guys off the top of my head that are better number 2s than him. But there's nobody there. Diggs isn't there. Maybe Diggs ends up in Baltimore. Who knows? That's also a possibility. He played at Maryland, so that's another thing for him. But I really like Terry. I think the quarterback's going to bounce back. I mean, I like pretty much all these guys here. It's just getting the correct one. What I find myself doing is I pretty much have a 6-pack of each, or like 6, 7 of each. Burden, I do have the most. I'll be honest with you. I was so pissed the Bills didn't get him. Oh, look at this. Allen had been falling a bit lately. I saw Nelson got him at 5.3 on the stream. I caught a couple of minutes of Nelson's stream yesterday afternoon, and he was debating on taking him. And I was going to text him. He's a coward if he didn't.
I'm up, man. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit here.
This is a big pick for you.
Yeah,
nice start here.
There's a receiver I've been taking every time at this spot. I'm gonna pass on because I want to diversify a little bit. So I got to think about this pick.
Are you pulling what we did last night? Is that what you're thinking?
I was, but I'm actually going to change the fourth wide. A guy I talked about the other day. I'm going to give myself a little Jameson Williams exposure.
Okay. I had a feeling I don't want to say the name because he's not off the board. So
yeah, we talked about Jameson Williams, and it's interesting with him. He had a great end of the year last year.
He broke out at the end of last year,
right? And that's an offense that's good. Again, I think their defense is horseshit in Detroit. They have a nice schedule, so I want some exposure. And maybe it's a little early, but he's not coming back to me. So
he's definitely not coming back to you. The pro is he did break out at the end of last year. He's extremely talented. He's become a much better route runner from when he first got on the field. I mean, it was just like speed and just natural born talent. But the only concern, like the negative I would go, is if the tight end, if Sam Laporta almost had a 53-year-old moment, if Sam Laporta is back fully healthy, that's where I worry who gets.
I think they're going to have to really score. I really don't think that defense is stopping anybody.
I'm just trying. I'm trying to present a pro. Look at this.
Well, Matt. So that's who I was considering, right? So
I totally forgot that.
Yeah, I was
might have went that route.
Yeah, I was going to take him, and then I
had the 3. Yeah. And I know people keep saying that they are. What do you call? He's going to regress. Okay, he's going to regress.
Yeah, he's a great football player.
To 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I don't get it. You're talking about Detroit's defense being bad.
Yeah, I thought about him. I really did. In that spot, I elected not to. Again, I try to do things a little bit different here, but I think that's a great pick. So there goes Breece Hall to team 8. So he's got 2 running backs, 2 receivers. McBride value, Coquando with you. I was really considering him.
I do like Mike Evans this year. I have some. I need to pump up my Mike Evans portfolio.
So team 10 banging 4 wide as well.
Watson's usually gone, sometimes at the turn or early 4th. Even Evans was moving up, but this one,
Yeah.
What was different tonight was you got Javonte in there in the 4th because he, the last couple of ones I was doing, he's been kind of going in the 5th.
So team 11's up, 3 running backs to start, Matt.
I really like what team 10 has done. And I'll tell you why I like it a lot too, because after this turn, he's going to get a good running back, or at least a running back that I like.
Yeah.
So, that's a really nice 4 wide.
Yeah.
Lamb, Brown, Olave, Watson. That is a powerful start. I got to pull up the thing. I want to see who that is. Oh, I think I know who. I think.
Yeah. You know who it is.
I don't know if he wants his name said, so I won't say. I think he probably wants his name said because we're saying nice things about him.
He's an emerging social media star. Picking out of the 10th spot. What is
this is very nice. I'm impressed
with his dogs and Devontae Smith shade.
Yes, Devontae.
There goes Carnell Tate,
which I still don't get because I've seen what they've done the last few years.
3 running backs out of the 12th spot.
Yeah, look at that. What you got to do?
That's something new for the dynamic duo back there.
Montgomery would have been perfect for Team 10. I think that would have been the perfect landing spot.
There's still some pretty good running backs.
No, there are. I'm just saying if I was Team 10 with that start, Monty would have been the guy that I was hoping for there.
Joe, you could do that. Me and Matt hard pass on that one. I can't get past the creepy glasses and hat half the time. So
And let's see. Yeah, so this is interesting. Team 12 changing it up tonight. But, I mean, I think going Achane there was the right move. I mean, like we said.
So Team 11,
Cardinal take on the volume looks like a pick that, especially at the end of, at the end of the fourth, fifth round, basically, is something that, it's, they say like too big to fail. The volume should just be there. And again, when you get a number 4 overall wide receiver to get that late, it's like Jeremiah Love where he's going. Jeremiah Love has gone in the fourth a couple of times.
Parker Washington.
See, here's my thing with Parker Washington. If he's your third or fourth receiver, I think it's super solid. I have him on a couple as maybe my number 2, like 1 or 2 teams, but he's predominantly my 3 or 4, probably more my 4. And I think he's going to at least be solid. Chance he could be spectacular. Yeah. But I do like what Team 9 has done. That's his traditional start. But Evans and Parker, I mean, Evans, the touchdowns, if he can stay healthy, should just be there alone.
He takes the same start, but he always has a pretty good team in the end. He doesn't really botch the rest of it. So, he does do as you like to talk about, he does the right builds.
Yeah, I just would think maybe you mix up the running backs. I'm not saying don't go 3 running backs.
Yeah. Colston Loveland.
This is nice where he went. This is, getting Loveland here at 5'5". Yeah, that was let's see with Team 8, Genty, London, Waddle, Hall, Loveland. That's another really nice build.
If you want to play the Return of the Mac soundbite right now for that build, Matt, that's what you'd be playing right now. So right back into mid-season form.
I thought he was Team 7 originally, and I was like, a little different. I really like what he did. Very nice return.
John, if we can reveal that, this is a guy that operates under secrecy laws. Yes. So I'm about to pick Matt. So there, 2 guys I really wanted have vanished in front of me eyes, which is fine. So I am, this, now that it comes back, Matt,
I know there's another guy that you want here, but it's going to get tricky to pull that off.
Yeah, and the receivers, if I would have passed on JMO for McBride, I'd be sitting on a receiver I like right now. So again, you don't know how these boards are going to go, but that's something that, all right, so I got a lot of green in front of me. Yeah, I'm going to take a guy who I have been drafting, who I'm high on, the running back out of Jacksonville, Bashal Tooth.
There you go, baby. Tootin and Trevion. I do have much more. I think I have double the amount of Tootin than Trevion, but I think both. I mean, they're both risky in a way, but I think they both offer just the chance to be league winners. And
all right, so BTJ, nice build out of Team 1. He's been hammered the hero build. Great pick in Warren.
Yeah,
I like that one.
I mean, I think that was the right move there. I mean, look, you want to get a second running back, but Warren being there at 6'1", that's the correct spot.
All right, Matt, I'm going to go a different direction here. I mean, do I pair or do I go with someone else? That's the question. I've been pairing this all the time. I
think most people tend to do that too. I do tend to do. Like the Chase Burrow is the one I usually do. But, if you have a few of them, I mean, I don't know how many times you have Chase.
Every time I have Chase, I have Burrow. I'm not going to pass it up. As much as I want to grab some depth, I just feel like if I'm going to have a shot at anything big, this is one of the pairs I'll die on the vine with.
I agree.
So I'm going to go Burrow. There's some other guys I would have loved there, but I'm going to go with Burrow. Okay, so Drake May.
Let's see something real quick.
Joey Brown. Joey Brown pulling the stats out. I have Loveland max pick and the OC at 61. Yeah, which is pretty Pretty crazy.
Yeah, and a very nice.
So that's the guy, Matt, I was considering. So Marvin Harrison was the guy I was going to take.
Yeah, I would have went with Burrow there. We almost took Harrison last night. Harrison here in the 6th, I think is really nice.
Right.
We almost took him at the 4-5 turn.
Yeah,
I don't have any. I do want to have some though. I've never really drafted Marv these first 2 years, but I think I think he's got to be somewhat good.
Yeah,
I think there's just too much talent there.
So team 6 with the double tight end draft goes with Alec Pierce to add to his receiver room. Bucky Irving. Who I thought about Bucky Irving, I don't know. I just that would be a click I won't feel great about making. That's why I didn't make it.
This is like one of those. I think it's either going to be it's that boom bust. He's either he's going to come back and be Bucky that rookie year,
100%,
or it was milk was a bad choice.
So let's see how we're looking at. So team 7, 3 backs, 3 receivers.
Well, yeah, he's got Neighbors there, so I might have wanted to get that receiver instead of Bucky. Like I said, if you're going to take Neighbors, I have no problem taking who do you take? Trevion in the 5th. This thing just popped up, but I would have went with the receiver here at 6-7 because there's a chance. But I would have secured that. See, I would have taken Purcell there. That's my preference.
So we see that's one of the earlier picks for Metcalf, by the way, in the 6th round. He's been going much later than that.
Yeah, I think towards the end of the 6th, early mid 7th, I'm really liking what team.
Well, you know what team 12 is going to take. I won't say it, but you know what's coming.
But I do like what Team 10 is doing here. It was back-to-back nights for him. He's moving on up. He's like George Jefferson.
We talk about steam. He's got steam as a top drafter. This guy, the steam is in Philadelphia.
You're going to see him. You're going to be like, I thought you weren't coming. He's going to be sitting next to you, Paul.
He's going to fucking stroll up with a nice King's mask. Going to have the long hood on, the scepter when he walks in now. To tell me, give me your seats, Patera. You're not worthy. I'm here now. All right. So
team 11, like we preach, I think you just got to keep hammering wide receivers. If you take a running back or a quarterback here, and he took the quarterback.
There you go, Matt. He may not be. He may not be one of the people watching us. All right. So there's Godwin at 12. And
we knew definitely QJ and Godwin Godwin was a highly likely pick.
But that's a nice catch for them at that point of the draft at the 12th slot, getting 2 receivers that we all like, quite honestly.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you need. Like if those guys are gone, you're really struggling.
Yeah.
But just getting back to Team 7, the fact that he took Neighbors, that Bucky pick, whoever it is, if you like Metcalf, for me it's Pearsall. If you like QJ or Godwin, there's another guy that hasn't been picked yet that I would take there. I think you have Barkley, you have Trevion. I know Trevion has risk to him and stuff, but I think you needed that receiver because you can't count on Neighbors being there. And I don't think Neighbors would even be the same. When I draft Neighbors, Downs was another guy I would have taken at 6-7. And I'm thinking Neighbors is gone for the first half. Maybe
that's what we've been saying consistently. Listen, I think the Neighbors steam up or down will be driven by what the health of him is announced in camp. So you'll know pretty quickly in the next 2 weeks, what he's doing in practice, and you'll see his draft value immediately reflect that, I think.
Yeah, I do like the turn for Team 10 here with Brooks and White.
Yeah, that was our turn at 12 last night.
Mm-hmm. I was happy because Brooks was starting to go. He was really starting to move up. And, so a lot of times he won't make it to that turn.
Yeah, I'm 6 picks away, Matt, so I'm looking at the board now. I got a lot of
I got to say, though, I do like what Team 9 has done, with the 4 receivers. I know everybody's shitting on Michael Wilson. And I think if Michael Wilson is your number 4, I don't know. I know Marv's healthy, and everybody, they're not going to throw at that insane clip. But I don't know. My eyes watched. This guy was a beast. He was making contested catches. I don't know.
Matt, we have an alert. We have the first potential Denver Broncos stack. Teammate. Look at that. He must have broke into my house, this guy, teammate. He's.
I think you're going to get a crack on the thread later for saying that.
Well, this is what
I'm just saying.
You got to go get your guys. Listen, I'm about 3 years worth of shit to make up for the people that want to crack at me. So believe me, my give a shit meter's on 0 for worrying about the cracks.
Paulie's going to get a knock on the door like midnight.
Beautiful. I'll fucking leave the door open for him. All right, so Matthew Golden.
I'll tell you a guy that I have FOMO on. I'm getting FOMO on is Lemon. I think he's very talented, but I think he's more of like maybe that second half of the season, or he really like next year's his year. But he is talented. I don't believe he's just a slot receiver, as some people are trying to label him as.
Yeah. All right, so this is a big pick for me because this guy's got a similar build to me. 3 receivers, 2 backs, quarterback. All right, so he went Jaden Reed. So I'm going to take the anti-Billy Wasowski pick here, Matt.
The anti-Billy was
Billy Wasowski's a big Steeler fan.
Okay.
And he does not think this is the primary guy, but I will say.
If he's the pass catching guy, like I saw a stat today, the running backs had 113. What was it? 113 receptions, targets, whatever. So I mean, if he gets 70 receptions, I think he's the guy that's going to catch the ball,
and he's going to score points. He's pretty good. I don't think Dowdle's going to be useless, but I don't think Warren is going to fall into oblivion because Rico Dowdle's in town.
No, I'd rather like the part that pissed me off last year was, I had Warren and stuff, was watching the other guy take all the pass catching. I'm like, This is where I want to see Jalen Warren. Yeah. This is what I'm drafting him for. You get him the ball in space. He's like a fast bowling ball. He's shifty. He's elusive. He can run you over. But to the other guy's credit, who I'm not saying, everybody probably knows who I'm talking about, but I don't like to say names when they haven't been taken. To the other guy's credit, he balled last year. He really did.
He did. All right, so let's see here. Wan'Dale Robinson, I was thinking about him. I have a lot of Wan'Dale Robinson. I don't mind having that. Team 1 is up, so he's got a good build so far, I think.
Yes, he does. I want to see this. This is a big turn for him. Team 2, real quick. I taken Allen in the 4th, but they did it correctly. You got the 4 receivers now. Wan'Dale as your 4 is really nice. Tyson's the upside play as your 3. You got Robinson and Judkins. And like I said, I think Judkins is a fantastic runner. My holdup is, the pass catching ability and that the team sucks. But, I think where he goes is a very good price for him. Chuba, I'm not a Chuba guy. So if Chuba hits, I'm going to be pretty damn pissed.
So Trevor Lawrence goes. What round are we in at? 8. So
yes.
It's quarterback time is upon us. Usually starts around here and gets heavy in the 9th round.
And you have your guys. So
I have my very good looking, handsome quarterback. And I don't think the Bengal boys are watching. They're going to probably send me a kudos at some point for what I've done. I think this is the 3rd time I put the 2 of them together. And I guess
I really like Team 1's. I think the build is perfect. Just on a structure. I'm just not a Chuba guy, but I get it. If I'm just looking at the build, not the players, you got your stud hero running back. You banged out the 4. Warren at 6'1" was the play there. You got another running back. You got your RB2, and you got T-Law, who I think most of us think could be a top 5 guy.
All right, Matty. So
has that potential.
I'm up. There's a guy we've been talking about. I've been drafting. I love him this year.
Is it the guy we wanted to take last night?
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
have
sure,
him. To me, it's a no-brainer. For me, for my type of team, where
I would. That's the guy I'd be taking.
yeah, I went heavy, so I'll go on Blake Corum, who I love this year.
Yes.
See, now I like my running back room. I like that I have 3 guys who I think are productive weekly, with Corum as a chance to really raise it up a notch.
That was my conundrum in the slow prime, and I mean I did have Ladd, I had BTJ as well, and I took Lawrence at like 8.5. No, I took Herbert at 8.5. I wanted one of Herbert or Lawrence, and the back end really didn't have any quarterbacks, and I didn't want to get shut out of getting one of those two. And Lawrence made it back, and I was pretty pissed, and I didn't take Corum, so I ended up with. I said he still hasn't been taken.
So we got a green run here, Matty. It's a 4 straight green running off now, which makes sense. And I think
that's to be expected here.
Yeah, and I think you'll see quarterbacks starting to come out of their slumber any minute.
The quarterbacks, the running back threes. This is where it's running out.
Jacoby Myers, another guy that people.
Jacoby Myers is he is like what I would call Matt Modica's kryptonite this year, because I have BTJ. I have a nice amount of BTJ, but I have twice as much Parker Washington. So if this guy hits and he's a home run, I'm pretty screwed.
I thought your respiratory doctor might be your kryptonite, Matt. Not Jacoby Myers.
Worthy here's a nice pick.
Yeah, that is a nice pick.
I mean, this kid is still really young. I got to give him a mulligan for last year. I don't think he was ever the same after Kelsey just blew him up. He was just never.
Yeah.
I know he kind of hurt his ankle later, but I don't think he could ever run the routes. Kenny Gainwell. This is a guy I do like. Another guy. I have more white. I need to get. I had to take Gainwell last night. After, I mentioned I took Herbert, I passed on Corum, and when it came back to me, the Greek took Mason right in front of me, and I took.
Hold on, Matt. Hold on. Breaking news, Matt, from Pistol Pete.
Okay.
Picking the slow
I hate to do this. I did it last night, and I apologize. I usually like to pick really quick, but I got to concentrate on this right now. So apologies.
Pistol Pete, Matt's a budding media star. He's really able to do so much. I mean, like I said, the 75 cents that we're getting for tonight.
If it was an OC, I would make the pick, but I want to be able to look at it.
The world is yearning for more Matt Modica, so he needs to focus on his 9th and 10th round analysis.
I gotta say, Team 10, he's really just 2 nights in a row. Look at Team 12. You went to 2 running backs in the first 3 rounds from the 12. He's done a pretty good job there. I really like that squad.
Pretty good. So we got Justin Herbert off the board paired. Looks like there's a Johnston pair there, right, with him?
Yeah, I mean, Fanning in the 9th round, I think is. But look, they're giving you Kraft, Fanning, like these guys, late 8th, 9th round, and that's the gift. That's the gift of the NFFC. Yep. Some people might say tight end's not as important, or after the first couple of elite guys, but Fanning was elite, and I don't think it's going away because they drafted 2 rookie wide receivers. This guy's getting the ball. He's proven that everybody, what they call him, duck feet last year when he was coming in, and he was one of my best picks last year, especially in the other format he was going. I was drafting him in this format too, like last round or so.
So there's a double tap on tight end. Team 10 pairs CeeDee Lamb with Dak. So that makes a lot of sense. So I think the quarterbacks, here come the quarterbacks, Matt. So this is the quarterback run that we've been expecting. It's coming now.
I get the double tap on the tight. I mean, I get because you had Kittle.
With Kittle.
I thought you could wait. I thought you could have grabbed another receiver there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like Goddard. I don't think Goddard's a bad pick, but I think there's going to be tight ends. You can get another good tight end to fill in for Kittle.
Yeah. So here we go,
I'm only
Matt.
saying that because you get that one other receiver, because the receiver that's going to come back to you, I think, is going to be a lot different than what goes here.
So the Soul Glow, Jaden Daniels, who slipped. Well, he was in the 9th round last night, but
he went 9-12, and
yeah,
like
9-12 is
we
right.
went Prescott. I was happy you hit Prescott instead of Hurts. I was trying to push for that, and you did take Dak. But it was so hard for me not to take Daniels there. The fact that we had Lamb was the deciding factor, and we had Slim Reaper. But
I still think, like I said, I'm a fan of Dodge. I'm up. So actually, Laporta was one of my targets. I was going to try to build a little Lion situation. So 2 tight ends I like are gone. So let me just take a stop here. I can tell you one tight end I'm not taking.
Well, now, like you
I'm going receiver here.
Run, I wouldn't just be at like the mercy of that right now. I'm taking the best player.
Here's a guy who we've talked about a lot, and I love having him as my wide receiver 5, Rashid Shaheed.
Yes, that's a very nice pick. Like Rashid Shaheed instead of Dallas Goedert on Team 11, I think was the right pick.
Yeah.
Again, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just saying, like, you're going to be able to get another good tight end at whatever that is. What are we in the 9th? At 10, 11. Or at
but tight end, Matt, tight end is now, looking at it, tight end is weak.
But he's got Kittle. He needs somebody.
No, but I'm saying for me, like coming up, right? So I'm coming around round 10. I have no.
Yeah, I'm not pushing it. I would have went Shaheed. I'm not gonna like force it at this point. I still think you can make it work, and you can even make it work early.
So if I pass on tight end here, I'm really putting together a fucking hope and a dream tight end room.
Oh, you got what's his name's there? The guy that you were giving Gamberg shit for last year. He's still on the board, right?
Yeah, I know. I get that. That's what I said. There's one tight end I'm not taking, or maybe. Listen, if everyone said they like him and I said I don't, clearly I'm the fucking idiot. So if
I tell you one thing, that guy does go nice with your Burrow Chase stack because they play Week 17 versus each other. So that's a little tip. I like to do that. Like Chase Flowers, I actually think he goes perfect for your team. You got Flowers there. I try and do that myself. Get Chase and Flowers together. Like, say if you don't get Burrow and you get Chase, I take Lamar.
Yeah, 100%.
Because that's going to be a fun game, I think. I think that's really Week 17. They're squaring off. You got the Chase, Flowers, Burrow stack. I think that's actually kind of appealing to me.
Well, let's see. Team 2 is up here in round 10. He's got 5 wide, 3 backs, and Josh Allen. So he can go in a lot of directions here.
He might be looking in the same spot you're looking.
Exactly. So he might be. Yeah, I don't know if he's one of the astute, almost 200 people watching us tonight, Matt. So
that's not bad. I mean, we just I put it out an hour before.
Yeah. All right. So let's see what happens at this point. And some other guys. So
he went.
He was my other pick, and I know I would have got the text from the Greek god himself saying, I taught you well, Skywalker, you fucking took my guy. But you know what? I will take the shit from everyone who I said I will never take this guy. But when everyone says they like him and I don't, I'm not the.
I think he, just for that hookup he's got here, you have this game set, Week 17 stacked pretty nice. And I think the guy's catching.
I'm just burned on last year. He hurt us.
But again, I think you can still fill in backup tight ends. Like he's not going to be your only tight end.
Yeah, so that's me essentially showing zero spine and taking the guy that all the experts like. So,
but I wouldn't even say it for that reason. You're just building a
listen,
stack.
He was. I'll be honest, Matt. I would have went likely because I'm a bigger fan of his.
That's fine. Yeah, no.
But I needed to go tight end there because I wanted at least one legit tight end on my team.
Yes, I thought like Team 2 did the same thing. They took the tight end there. You got your tight end, and
because
again, my apologies to anybody in the slow prime that I'm in with. I really hate doing that. Like I said, last night I was on the clock for 2 hours. We were doing this. So my apologies. I usually try to pick, within 15, 20 minutes.
All right. So RJ Harvey went early last night, like 6th round. Remember that, man?
Yes. I don't have any Harvey. I'm, a guy I really liked last year. I'm just worried that he could. I mean, he could be if he's going to be catching all these passes. Then I'm wrong. And it's not that it's more of the guys that I'd rather have over him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I get it.
Like you're in a spot here. You got to take the tight end. You got to take the quarterback. So
there's a guy we took last night, Jalen Coker, going off to team 8.
Yes.
We had him last night. Stafford picked. Did Stafford get hooked up? No, he did not get hooked up with Puka. He goes to team 6 as QB1. Travis Kelce. Did that guy need a tight end? So yeah, team 9 needed a tight end, so he went with Kelce.
I mean, I don't get Caleb Williams going ahead of, and everybody likes the Bears offense, but I mean, I guess you can make the argument. His rushing was really good last year, but I just think Daniels, fully healthy, I think he's like a mini Lamar in his prime when fully healthy, and I think right now he's one of the steals.
I just got a text shitting on my Mark Andrews pick, as expected. I deserve every ounce of that shit that has been handed to me.
I mean, I can't shit on that here. You didn't have one. Likely went.
Yeah, but I took an elephant-sized shit on Mark Andrews yesterday and today, and here he is. Yeah, okay. Well, I have no pride, man.
Approved of him last night.
Well, that's the thing. I'm like, you know what? I may not be the smartest guy in the world, but I certainly listen to the trends and all the rocket scientists here steaming them up.
If you don't like Andrews, he was in my opinion, the right pick there because of the build you have with Chase, Flowers, and Burrow, and you're going to have other tight ends. So if he sucks, he sucks. But if he doesn't, or he has you know what I'm saying? You play in week 17 and he has one of those weeks.
Yeah. By the way, Mike, we picked at 12 last night. Our buddies are picking at 12 tonight. And, they have sat on 2 great listen, I think their last 3 sets of picks, they great value fell right to them with Johnson and Godwin, which they needed and were sitting there. And then they go Herbert and Fannin, great value. And then Dowdle and Addison at this point, just good guys to have.
Yeah, I'm not really a Rico guy, but at that spot was
10th round, man. I mean,
was very nice.
He was super productive last year. It's hard.
That's basically 11th round pick.
Yeah,
he went in.
Which is I think that's tremendous value. So, receiver pretty thin at this point. But what I could see, Jalen Hurts going in the 10th round. Omar Cooper moving up a little bit there. Team 11. Can he translate his Indiana success, Matt, to the NFL?
See, I'm just looking to me, if they had a Shaheed, one of these other receivers, Coker, even take a shot on the Concepcion, even if it's the second half.
There he goes. Billy Wasowski says, maybe I could. The dark night is upon you, Mr. Wasowski. Good to hear from you, brother. Keaton Mitchell, people like him. At this point, I thought Team 12 might go that route because of the Charger guys. I'm surprised they did not. Because of having it's kind of like getting shit off of the Jaden Blue last night, Matt. Right? You skip Jaden Blue for Katron Allen, Keaton. With the Johnston Herbert build.
I will say one thing about Team 10. I've been praising him nonstop, and I do like all the picks. I like the players. I mean, I'm really not an ETN guy, but he's a fine pick there. He's solid. He's the lead guy. They paid him the money. I like that system. But I would have mixed in a receiver. He's got the 3 backs. I mean, he did get Mason. I guess I would have taken Mitchell over the receivers that were left. I just would have liked that 5th receiver. But he's got 4 horsemen, so he's good.
There goes your boy Dylan Sampson, Matt. Gone.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good pick here. Like I said, only Bijan had a higher yards per route run. You got Monken, who does, use a second back. He has usually a pass catching back. And I think for the role, you're drafting him for that role. You're hoping he's like, what the hell's his name? White from New England.
There goes Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, he's been sitting pretty much in this area most of the drafts.
Yeah, Mahomes, you want to have.
But if you look at
Mahomes,
but look at that stack, man. He put together
No,
Mahomes, Worthy, and Russ.
No, and
So
he still can get that backup. But
definitely. I'm sorry. Team 5: St. Brown, Laporta, and Goff.
Yep.
So we got 2 nice stacks right in a row there. Nice job to those guys. If you are a fan of stacking, so I'm up, Matt. I'm going to take a little hometown pick here, Jonah Coleman.
There you go. That's a guy we like. That's a guy that he scares me because if he gets a bigger role, that's why I'm hesitant on Harvey. I know Theo would do on his podcast, if you could have the stats from one guy, if I knew Harvey's stats, targets and receptions, that's all. I don't even need to know the yardage or the touchdowns. But if this kid emerges or if Dobbins gets hurt, I think he's a really good pick because he's a solid player. I think, and he can play. He has multiple ways of possibly winning. As much as I take Tootin, I think Rodriguez here is a really good pick.
Yeah. I mean, people are definitely thinking he could take some from Tootin. Listen, there's a lot of teams like that where 2 running backs are going to score, right? Look at last year, Pittsburgh, the Rams.
Let's just say he's the clear backup. Just as a contingent pick, if you love Jacksonville's offense, right?
Yeah.
If you're a fan of Jacksonville's offense, and something was to happen to Tootin, this is a guy that, again, Cohen recruited when he was in Kentucky. He played really well for Cohen in Kentucky, and they went out and got him.
So, Matty, I'm up. I'm going to go. I got 2 more running backs. I'm going to add another guy to the receiver room that I've been drafting around this spot who, we think it's a smash offense this year, and I'm going to go with Trey Harris.
Yes, I love him even just as a contingent play. I really think this kid, he didn't get to break out at the second half of last year, but he showed flashes. At least he showed me some flashes. You look at his college tape that last year, missed time and stuff, but when he was on, he was pretty dominant. You look at some of those numbers. Just dominant. If you like this offense, he's a guy.
And that's where, as I've drafted and, try to learn different techniques, I think in the past, I'd be like, I got Mark Andrews. I don't love him. Let me hit tight end again. But then when you look at the board and I'm like, there's value. There's these contingent guys, Jonah Coleman, Trey Harris. I'd rather go that way. Joe Burrow's my QB1. The only way I'm sitting him unless he gets hit by a train.
Here's how I would look at it. He's your wide receiver 6. And what is the upside?
Right.
One of these 2 receivers in front of him get hurt, or one of them is not having a good year. There's ways, if he gets in the lineup in this offense that everybody loves right now, going in, Herbert's MVP, yada, yada, all this crap.
Man, I should just leave Billy's statement up there. Billy, you know what? That is me.
Touche, Billy. Touche. That's awesome.
I deserve every ounce of it. Billy, that's my tribute to you. I'm like, Billy Wysocki, the
Mark
best player ever to
Andrews.
play this. What do I know compared to Billy Wysocki? So I'm taking Mark Andrews. Billy, thanks for the tip.
Mark Andrews will be known as the Dark Knight this year.
Yeah, he is as white as the Dark Knight is not. So, Bo Nix,
he got it.
There he goes. There he goes. Boy,
I still think
boy,
Paul's going to get reprimanded later, but
fuck
he got it.
A Broncos stack. You talk about it. What a way to enter the draft season with a Broncos stack.
I'm trying to do. I have the McLaurin and Daniel stack, and I'm trying to do it with. I have similar to Team 5. I have St. Brown and I have Laporta, and then I want to get the Goff. That's in the other format. But I'm trying to accomplish that.
So, Matty, programming note, right? We'll have 2 Bronco radio guys and insiders on the show August 10th. Ryan Edwards, who hosts the top sports show in Denver, who also hosts a litany of Broncos content, as well as Benjamin Albright, who's also on the same station and an NFL insider. So we'll have all of our Bronco questions and more for Ryan and Ben in August when I return from my jaunt to Europe.
Yes. This is your second time in Europe in 3
all right, man. I didn't realize you're my travel agent all of a sudden.
You just had a one-up Vaccaro.
Yeah, I can't one-up a guy that drank next to Michael Jordan. Let's be real here. My hotel rooms combined with what he paid for in Capri. I mean, let's be honest. I'll probably stay in the Motel 6 of Lake Como compared to where that guy was staying. All right, so Isaac Tesla down there to the guys with Kyler Murray stacking with JJ. So that's smart. Oh, by the way, we have a Viking
like Trey
stack
Harris
at the end.
and I'm sorry.
Look at the Viking stack at the end at Team 12.
Yes, there you go. But
this is the most stacks. By the way, I'm sorry, Matt. This is the most stacks I've seen at this point of a draft. There's 4 legit stack, or maybe 5 if I'm adding my team in. Interesting stacks, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I do like that, but like the Trey Harris, the Tesla guys here, even the Jalen McMillan, these guys that really don't have, say, clear paths. These are guys you want as the wide receiver 6 on your team.
Yeah,
because they're an injury away from stepping in and having like a predominant role, possibly like that wide receiver 2 role they could step right into. So,
Matt, are you sure you're not picking at 11 because your guy just went as early as I've ever seen him? In fact, our good friend looked at one of my boards today and says, "What the blank are you taking Adonai Mitchell for?" At the point,
I don't know. All these guys that are going, like, this kid is young. He's talented. He can separate. The Jets' number 2 is what? Cooper. So what he did is smart. He's got Omar Cooper and he's got Mitchell. So he's given himself 2 shots to hit that. So yeah. I do like that right there.
So we'll go back through the teams. This draft is moving. Yeah, it is early. We're going at a good clip here tonight. So we're 54 minutes in, round 13. We're getting there. Here's a good one. Jay Wimmers with the win tonight. Billy's joke to me was a win, but that's a little bit more directed to me. This is a more, in general, great job, Jay. That is as good as it gets. The Jets.
No, but what he's doing for that wide receiver 2, I mean, if it's Cooper or if it's Mitchell, I mean, I'm hoping it's Mitchell. I still like this kid. Like I said, he's a bit of a knucklehead, but these kids, they mature. Like, what if Worthy? Now he's healthy. He's still really young, and he's been in the league a couple of years now.
Okay, but I would argue I love the Jalen Naylor pick there. I think Jalen Naylor is in a much better situation than Adonai Mitchell.
I don't
much
think
better.
So.
You don't think so?
I think
receiver
Adonai
Mitchell.
I think Adonai Mitchell is a. And look, I think Naylor's good, but I think Mitchell, in terms of talent, is.
You are I might get you an Adonai Mitchell jersey for Christmas, man. I never saw such a guy fall in love with this guy. All right, so we're sitting here. I'm coming up, Matt, in 5 picks, so I'm going to just think about what to do. Looking at my team, Matt, right? I could back up Andrews here potentially.
That's what I would probably be looking at. There's a guy that's on the board that I think is a perfect pick for you there. It's either him or.
Well, there's 2, Matt. There's 2 who I know who you would want me to take.
Yeah, I would think that guy to me would be probably the slam dunk. I don't know who's left at the QB position. Not that you need to even take.
Yeah,
one.
There's nothing left at the QB position.
Yeah, so then I would just go with that route if there or whoever you like.
Well, I mean, there's 2 that I like, but for my team, it might make sense to take the guy you like, right?
Mm-hmm. See, like.
So I'm debating Ferguson or Okonkwo, Matt. Let's talk through that.
I mean, I think it's Chig. Look, Ferguson's had a great career and stuff. Everybody's saying he's going to be Antonio Williams. He's their wide receiver too. I think Chig is going to out-target him. Look at the targets Jaden Daniel has done. I know it's a new offensive scheme.
Yeah.
But he's throwing
Ertz.
to the tight end. And Ertz was a statue. This guy can act. This guy's actually an athlete and can run. After the catch, you get this guy going downhill. I think if he's used properly. See, Andrews and Chig, I'll sign off on that. I really like your team. I like what you did.
There's a good question coming here, Matt. Let's answer this after I pick so we can look at it together. So let's hold off on that one. Woody Marks is gone. So I'm going to wait till they pick, Matt. I want to talk you through my next picks.
I like team one with the Lawrence Purdy combo. I love that quarterback combo. I mean, Purdy's like Prescott. These guys always get pushed back. Like Dak Prescott, I mean, nobody's real. So, he doesn't run or whatever. But
all right, Matt. So I'm up.
Okay.
There's some running backs I like at this point, but there's also the number one kicker and number one defense out there. Round 14, these guys are not coming back to me.
No, they are not. This is if you want that, that's where you got to pull the trigger.
Would you go the premium kicker or the premium defense? I don't have the potential.
I would go the premium kicker.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I think that's just more reliable.
If
the other guy signs,
Yeah.
But I think you know what you're getting there week in and week out.
And there goes the Rams defense was the other one I was contemplating. So that's they usually are the premium. Sometimes the premium kicker and defense are even earlier than this, but they do not last past the 14th round. These guys ever these situations as what's his name Brady Tinker always says this situation at the drafts at Vegas. So
I don't know how your baseball team's doing, but I just got a text message from Mr. Scott Jensen. What an utter nightmare baseball day, Black Monday. So I've seen some tweets earlier. I saw the Guilds with some
I got
tweets.
Joe Ryan, my top.
Yeah, Joe Ryan. That's what the Guilds had.
Did Mizorowski get crushed because I got him? I got Mizorowski thrown. I can't believe. I hope the Mets are tattooing Jacob Mizorowski. That would be a reason to quit fantasy baseball.
That would be. Miz 4 innings pitched is not ideal for wins. So.
Yeah. All right. So Chuck,
I don't even watch baseball anymore. But
I don't watch. I just follow it for fantasy. Team 5. Matt, why don't you talk about Team 5 for a second? We're being asked.
Yes, let's go over this. St. Brown and Booker Wilson. I love that start right there. Javonte Scott. Like I said, I'm not a Javonte guy, but I get it. Javonte Scatterbo right there. Very solid. Get these friggin' things off. That's the next thing.
You got kind of double stacked.
Take those stickers off. Harrison as your 4. I mean, I'm fine with it. I would have taken Ricky Pearsall if it was me, but that's my preference. So Harrison at 4 as your wide receiver 4. I really like that. I mean, even if he's not the what do you call it, year 3 breakout, that's a great price. He's been going. He goes, anyway, at the end of the 4, somewhere in the beginning of 5, right? Middle of 5. We almost took him there. So after that, you got Golden with the upside. I mean, Pollard as your 3 is solid. That's, so Laporter. I mean, it's a good team. You're backing up Scatterbo. This guy keeps doing these crazy backflips. Love the quarterback combination. You got the stack. You got the Ibuka Mayfield stack. Even if you didn't have Ibuka and you got Mayfield, that was a good pick there. Spears Pollard, he backed that one up too. That is a hell of a team. And Rams defense.
Yeah, we liked that. We talked about Team 5 when he went Goff and he had the Lions stack and then he hit Mayfield with the Ibuka. I like Team 5. I think he did a great job tonight.
Yes.
There goes Seattle's D. What happened to the safety, Amori? Is he put on the pup today?
I don't know. I just think they lost a couple of guys. It always just seems tough when you win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you lose guys. Yeah, that's natural.
And so, like for me, well, the Texans didn't go first. So, okay. Yeah, I mean, I would have taken like a Bigsby or a Blue there. Those 2 guys.
There goes a stake through your heart, man. Look what they did to you in that freaking pick right there. Look.
Like I said, I was on tilt the whole night.
You know, that's a
direct
direct shot at you, Matt. That's like when Don went in to look at Sonny after he didn't
That's
have
the
his easy
pit.
pass. Right. Look what they did to my boy. Look at what they did to my boy.
Now, remember when he goes back to Italy and he goes to the guy that killed, his family, and he leans over to the Don and he goes,
Don Cheech.
That's one of the best. That's one of the best signs. One of the best lines in the
I always say,
Godfather
man,
trilogy.
if Sonny Corleone had Easy Pass, he'd be here with us today. But unfortunately, his Easy Pass wasn't working. The Long Beach Toll Bridge.
Obviously, Team 12. Those guys always know what they're doing. Whether it's who's ever behind the wheel. We know who's behind the wheel tonight. Team 8 with a triumphant return to them streets. Got to do the Denver stack.
Teammate has a stuffed doll of Sean Tucker somewhere in his house. If he really broke into his closet, you'd find a Sean Tucker blow up doll.
Yeah, but I mean, Tucker might be a guy you can just play for touchdowns. Like, if he's going to be the goal line back on a good offense. But I mean, Lloyd. He's been going earlier. I mean, I've taken him earlier, and he got Lloyd, which I got a
I was
a dozen or so of him. I like that one.
Lloyd was my one of my guys. If I didn't go with with Downs, all right, Matty. So I'm up. I got my 2 tight ends. I got my kicker. I'm not going.
But are you going to take Calvin Ridley if he was there?
No, fuck him. I told you about my Calvin Ridley. There is a defense I like, actually, Matt. That is kind of similar to what's behind me over my left shoulder.
I don't really know what's left. I'm trying to think
there's a bunch, but I'm not going to go defense here. I want to add a little more depth to my team, and I'm going to go also thinking a little bit of a free look, Matty, with George Holani on my Seattle.
I'm very pro the free looks,
Yeah, 100%.
And just the ability to drop him on that Saturday night is always nice.
Yeah. All right, so we are moving along here into round 16 coming up in a minute. So we're doing pretty good. Orlando Gadsden, tight end 2 for team 1. But I don't know. There goes
what to think about Gadsden.
Yeah. So Matt,
that's
when I come up, I thought about it, but I'm like, you know what? I wanted a little bit more.
No, I hear you. I just think when you were mentioning the Cowboy kicker and the defense.
Yeah, it was there for me.
Elite defense.
Yeah, Jay. We've all talked about the Holani's picture is legendary. In fact, I hope they never change.
It really is.
But I want to talk through my next pick with you. So let's see. I don't want to go talk about it yet. Let's see what team 2 does. And then we'll go from there.
I do like the Allen Shuck combo for quarterback here. Team 2, I'm thinking maybe they're looking in the tight end. I mean, you don't have to. You can always keep pushing. I like that. That was to me, that was the right play. Yeah. You got Likely, you got Dulcich. I like what they did. Like I said, I mentioned it earlier.
So, Matt, for me, right, I don't have a backup to Burrow. There are really maybe 2 guys left while the draft. I think I have to at this point. And I also, in the a motif of free looks.
Do you want me to say who
I know who you like. I like, remember, I have Shaheed. I know who you like better. I don't love him as much as you guys do.
Like I said, I think that offense is going to have to pass a lot more than people think.
In Seattle or the other one?
No, the other one. Well, Seattle too. I think Seattle.
I was going to say, man, you talk about you love Shaheed. You got to love the guy who's getting the ball.
I'm not. I'm fine with this one too. It's either one of those 2 guys I take. I get the argument to take him because it's a free look as well. I wouldn't even be opposed to doubling it up. Who you taking in the 19th round?
Right. I mean,
well, you do need a defense, but usually if I had the kicker, I'm like, I'll take the kicker in the 20th round. Yeah. If I'm not getting Aubrey or the Hawaiian Aubrey, then I'll just wait.
I do like the. There's another kicker who has not
That's
been picked
Fairbairn
yet.
for anybody that doesn't know the Hawaiian Aubrey.
He's a great kicker.
He's awesome, and all that guy wants to do is kick field goals.
Yeah.
He's very content settling for a field goal. Put it that way.
Yeah. Well, that's some of the risk with Montgomery, Matt, is that offense just doesn't produce enough to give him, the end zone that you need for him to really get the fifth round value.
But the flip side would be he's getting all the goal line carries.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There is nobody else.
Woody Marks isn't coming in to spell him on goal.
No. Woody Marks is certainly not. So, all right, Matt, I got a ways to go, so we can sit here and see how things unfold. I need a couple of guys on the bench, missing a defense, and then we'll break these down, Matty, after we are hour 15 in.
I gotta say, there wasn't really anything where I was like, you totally blew up your team. Like we see that, there's usually like one team that does it, but
maybe the consistent streaming. Nelson Sousa does tremendous work. Our stuff and others, people are starting to see. I mean, maybe I'm guessing, but I think, listen, we talked about this before, Matt. There are a lot of experts out there who know content, but I struggle to see some of the drafts. I think there's an art to drafting. It's not always perfect, but you really got to have a method that is successful in the format you're playing, right? We play this one, but obviously you do the other competitors that have a very different format. So you got to be able to draft within the format effectively, or else you're hurting.
Well, that's why one of the things is I don't like to really harp on the player selection because that can be subjective. To me, it's more about like the build. Yeah.
We talk about the builds. I mean, when Greg does his streams, he talks about the builds, right?
Because I think
that's a big thing as well.
That's what you're gonna need, and like I said, you got to start the 3 wide receivers. And like I said, if you start if Malik Neighbors is in your plan, you really need. You got to go 5 wide receivers in the first 7 rounds.
Yeah, there goes Kalen Black, who I was considering before.
Yeah, but you knew he was never coming back once you let him go there. You knew these guys were taking him. Yeah. The Jaguars, another good pick. That defense is still there. If it comes back to you, you got to smash that. There's still
there are some that I wouldn't be upset with at this point of the draft.
I'm a little sad that the Patriot defense was not taken at the 18, 19, or whatever it is, 16,
not
17.
True, not true Patriots. Okay. All right.
But I think this room did, like I said, some guys we know coming in, a couple of names not so familiar with. I mean, overall solid room before the draft started. But I think it was,
there's no head scratching builds here. There's no head scratching teams.
But even Team 9, as we said, he does the, same thing. I just don't get why you wouldn't mix up. I don't have no problem if you're going to do the 3 running backs every time. Like, just mix them up. But again, he went 5 wide receivers. I mean, Higgins, I really like the potential there. If a Nico goes down or misses a month, and this kid gets an opportunity to be the true one, especially if they do a heavier format, which could really put him into a nice stratosphere. So yeah, I think what Team 9 did was really good. You go 3 running backs in NFFC. That's a commitment. But again, he does this all the time, so he's pretty much.
He's conditioned. He knows how to pull it. Yes. Yeah, he knows how to pull it.
He's a professional.
He's a professional 3-back running back start guy. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, especially with the third guy.
The one weakness he does have is the tight end, but I'm always going to be willing to take that weakness at tight end. Like if I got Kelsey and Trent, I would have got the third tight end I would have got one of the guys for the free look, just to I can say, you know what, I don't got to worry about those other 2 guys week 1.
Zachariah Branch,
if one of those guys hit.
Brad's drafted every he could be wide receiver 2 in Atlanta. Jordan James.
Yeah, no, I think he's one of, like, when it gets this late, it's him and one other guy. I don't think he went yet.
So Matty, I'm up. I think it's defense time for me, and we
I
talked about
think you
this
got it.
defense.
I think there's the defense to smash would be.
Yeah,
That was easy.
yeah.
You
So the
got
Chargers,
Arizona week 1, Cleveland week 2, or who's it week 2? Who's it not Cleveland?
Yeah, I
I know
think
it's
it's
Arizona
Cleveland.
week 1.
it's somebody
So-
shitty. All right, the Nick Singleton, who I had in my mind, Braylon Allen, who people like Braylon Allen.
Somebody
As a
made a
backup.
comment. I don't know if it was a Roto World tweet, like, don't be fooled by Braylon Allen's physique, like in like drafting him. And then he quote tweeted it with like his physique, like 2 pictures of him with his shirt off. So
You know about
I
who?
give him
I'm going to
respect
take
for
a
that.
guy here who I've taken once in a while, and I know the team is absolute dog shit.
Not the Sicilian.
No, I have enough of the Sicilian. I mean, hold on. Maybe I
got
should
you.
take away because I have only 2 receivers on my bench.
How many
You know
running
what?
backs you have?
I think the
What's your
guy.
running
I
back?
think the guy. I'm looking for. I can wait on. I'm going to go a different route at the wide receiver position. A guy I talked about last night with Stevie, who in the Bronco Bills playoff game received 3 straight targets on the first drive. Pat Bryant.
There you go. Oh, it's the Chargers open up versus Arizona and versus the Chargers. I'm not the other Chargers versus the Raiders. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't Cleveland for a second. I kept saying Cleveland. I'm like, that's not right.
Yeah. So Travis Hunter, I saw somebody say today that he's high on their list of. I get he was picked second. Even if he plays, he's not going to play a full load, and he's got 3 other receivers ahead of him again, and a good pass catching running back. I just don't see them. If he does play offense, I don't think he's going to play
And they
enough
got a tight
offense,
end.
right? To warrant ever starting in fantasy.
I just think what he could give them at cornerback for them to be like an elite team to make that, next step. They made the playoffs to get to the championship game or hopefully the Super Bowl. I think if he's the guy on defense shutting down people, that's how they get there.
All right, so let's see here.
Because like in football, that schedule matters. Like that's why you see the worst from worst to first and all that. And these first place teams. There goes the Sicilian. Good job.
And our friend from last
He
night.
He did go with Wicks again, which I don't think Wicks is a bad pick. Because Wicks, they went and got they got him. He
what's it? Maybe you should call
the ball.
The ball slips through the Wicks. He should be.
Yes.
He should put slips through in front of his first name, in front of his middle last name, whatever the fuck.
But
he can't catch a cold. That guy half the time he's on
exactly. But round 15.
Yeah. Again, this is the take a shot round. It's hard to criticize.
You with the kicker. There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
And
they had to have representation.
Yeah. So but it's about 1 year. I had a couple of decent teams. I had Hunter Renfrow the year he smashed in the 20th round on like 5 teams. So that was one time I said, the 20th round. I actually got 1 right, but that's
this guy.
the exception.
I told you,
not the
Harold
norm.
Fanning last year, before the end of August, Harold Fanning was going so late. Like he wasn't even getting drafted in a lot of these NFFC leagues, and I was taking him in the 20th round. So there are guys. I'm not saying that there aren't going to be guys that could really hit for you or you could put on your bench, but a lot of these guys are going to be getting cut within the first couple of weeks, if not that first cut.
Yeah, I tried to move the board up.
Camp hasn't even opened.
Yeah, hold on. Try to move the board up because I know it's getting a little tight to see. I don't know why it's not adjusting, but we're down to the 19th.
I wouldn't stress over it.
I'm not in the 19th round.
I wouldn't stress over the round 20 picks. Round 19 to 20.
Okay, so for those who can't see, the venerable Keon Coleman was just picked before the Steelers defense.
Yeah, the crazy part is last year his camp, all they did was just rave about this kid. Videos, he's jumping up. The first game of the season, he gets over 110 yards, and I just got lucky. I had him laddered, and I didn't go crazy on I wish I went for more, but it still was a really nice hit. And he got that like late, and then he didn't do nothing the rest of the year.
Yeah,
I was like, Coleman's gonna be awesome this year. They finally got a receiver.
So Matt, I'm up.
Benched.
I'm going to go with some running back kind of flyers here. No one ever talks about this because I know the team stinks. But if Achane goes down, Jalen Wright's probably going to run the ball in Miami.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
I mean, again, I probably the first guy cut, but why not at this point? So I'm going to wrap up, Matt. Do I go with a third tight end because of the aging room?
If you got the free look, I would maybe even go with the third. I mean, you got Burrow, so you don't need it.
Yeah, because he's still there. I know, but it'd be a sad day of this team if I had to put this guy.
No, but you still want to have a backup on your squad.
Which I have, right?
You can still have Darnold and then cut him after game one if he has 12 points.
Yeah. All right, so we are, but I'm thinking I might free look at the position, Matt, if it falls, just because
I don't see why not.
Yeah, it's a position I waited on, and I wouldn't mind a little depth. So let's see how the board falls. So, Matt, by the way, everyone, thanks for watching us. We're sitting at about 250, Matt, 240, I'm sorry, right now. So that's not bad for an impromptu stream. Thank you, everyone, for participating tonight. We appreciate you.
Tweeted at an hour before?
The Matt Modica steam is something that we should talk about on the next stream. That might
I thought this draft tonight
was solid. Yeah, let's go back through
everybody
it.
Put together for good team, a lot of stacks, and McBride fall. That's the furthest I saw McBride fall to.
I mean, I'll reach out again, Matt, to if our friend who made his debut wants to join the recap, you're more than welcome. Just say the word, and we'll send you the invite.
We save him for Sunday night, if not.
All right, so I'm going to go free look AJ Barner as well.
Yeah, I like that. That's the pick I would have went with. Especially you got Andrews and look, AJ Barner could be a guy that breaks out.
Yeah. All right, so
you got Darnold and Shaheed, so that made total sense. That was actually the perfect pick for you. I don't think we're getting anything better than him.
No, God, no. All right, so we'll break this down, Matty. Let's see here. Oh, the ghost of Rashad Bateman.
Every year is Rashad Bateman season. And he always had a game or two where he'll flash and then it just goes away.
All right, our friend says he may make his debut Sunday night. Wasn't happy with his WRs. I call them a very nasty name. I won't share that with our highly educated and sophisticated audience, not office.
I'd rather him come on Sunday night and
come on fresh, right out of the shower.
I gotta say though, it was a very nice debut.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't expect anything less from.
Yes, of course. But
someone
still,
of their caliber.
And I think in honor of you, he did the Broncos stack. I think that might
the last thing he would do is honor me. Matt, so I would highly doubt that there's any honoring. In fact, he might dishonor me more than anyone that I receive messages from. So I would say dishonor might be the better word. But if that Bronco stack pays off and he's in the running for the title, I will go watch the game with him because at least I'll have a rooting interest as he tries to win the big one. So are we done yet here, Matty? Let's see.
There's 20 team 10 is picking.
Yeah, team 10.
In the 20th round, we can start the recap.
The great Gambino is up. That's another new nickname for him. The great Gambino.
Two nights in a row, he's emerging star drafter.
Yeah, firmly in his wheelhouse, drafting very well the last 2 nights.
Back-to-back nights too.
Yeah. All right. So we'll go through this, Matt. 9:22, a lot earlier than we usually finish.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to switch and look at baseball scores yet. I'm petrified because of the rumors coming. Let me take a quick look. 13 runs for Cleveland. 8 for the Yankees tonight. All right, that's the worst of it.
Like I said, I haven't been following baseball, but I saw the Red Sox have won 13 games in a row.
Yeah, but Mizorowski, you're right. 4 innings. What are you doing, Milwaukee? 4 innings. Jesus Christ. Tom Kessler's favorite fastball. Freddie Peralta getting smoked yet again. All right. So, Matt, let's start going through the teams. Trade. Yeah, it was a terrible trade, is right. Okay, so let's break it down, Matty. Team 1, we talked about. What do you think of Team 1?
I mean, structurally, I really like it. Again, I'm not a Chuber guy. That wasn't, the pick that I would like there. But structurally, I think it's really good. If you get Gibbs, you have that luxury to go 4 wide, getting Warren in the 6th round. I don't think Warren gets talked up enough, gets enough love. Loveland, I'm in on him too. I think he's fantastic and gets all the deserved attention. And I kind of feel like Warren's like the little brother, that kind of gets pushed aside.
Yeah.
So I really, like I said, I think Warren is the Rashee Rice of tight ends. He's going to get all those quick hitters, those 5 yards. He's going to catch a ton of balls. The quarterback combo here, I mentioned earlier, I love that.
Excellent.
But he got Dobbins. He got Chris Rodriguez. Even if Rodriguez is the pure backup, just say, that's a great contingent value there. Woody Marks, I'm not a Woody Marks guy, but hey, you like him. I'm not going to argue that. You got Flournoy there. Concepcion is his 5. This kid's got really nice upside. For me, maybe it's more of a second half play there.
Yeah.
But I think it's a really good team. The tight end, he's got an advantage on. He's got Gibbs. I think that gives you an advantage there.
Yeah, I mean, I look at his team, and the only thing I will say is this, is that the pick of Chuba is the swing for this team where it could be super high scoring or not. Because if you look at the way I would look back on his team, if everyone performs like you think, injuries, all that aside, he passed on Jadarian Price, Blake Corum, Kyle Monangai, Pollard, Gainwell, Ramondre. He got Dobbins. So he passed on some guys that could have.
I mean, I agree with you, but
that's the only thing that. But
if you go back to
also
2
be
years
good.
ago, you go back to 2 years ago, Chuba had that. I think that was his, high.
So that's a swing pick. That's a swing pick.
Subjective.
That's a,
yes,
that's a swing pick.
That I think is a perfect. But I think that's a perfect description of it. Swing pick, But overall, I think it was well done.
Yeah, well done. Team 2. I'll start. I'll start with this one. Bijan. I mean, Josh in the 4th round. I mean, if you like Josh Allen, you got to grab him there most likely.
Josh Allen, though, the stat I heard yesterday, like I said, 6 straight seasons of 39 touchdowns in a row. The only other quarterbacks who do it are 2 years in a row of 39 touchdowns or more. That's it.
Yeah.
So there is an advantage.
Right. I got to say, I don't love, I know people like Tyson. Like I said, I'm a little bit more rookie averse than most. That's me. Wandale, those are, solid, maybe not spectacular. I mean, Tyson could be a tremendous asset this year, right? I know that.
I like that he went, but see, what I like is that he went Tyson Wandale.
Now, yeah, right. He had to. Yeah, he had to.
I would like them as my 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? But he took Josh Allen, so that changed things for him.
Right, but solid.
I do like how he paired them together.
Yeah. So that's he took Diggs in the 9th round. A little early. It's a little early for Diggs.
Yeah, Diggs has got to sign, which somebody's going to sign Diggs.
He hit nice value. We like Claiborne. We talked about Claiborne a lot in that Minnesota backfield that could be open for grabs with Mason and Aaron Jones. I think there's again, you go Josh Allen, that changes things. We like the two receivers. There's some of the, like you said, I look at some of the players a little more than you that I like or don't like. But he built it with the two receivers, helped him after taking Josh Allen, waited on tight end like I did. So he's got the kind of right construct. He needs the guys to deliver for him.
If Tank Dell makes it back and is just anything of a former self, that's.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I just saw a video of him doing. I forget who he would think he was working out with Matthew Golden.
Yeah. Those hype videos, man, with these guys.
No, I hear you, but he was pretty much.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's slowed down, right? For that poor guy. Yeah. So
I'm just saying. That's
you could break my team down, Matt. So team 3.
Okay, you started out the 4 wide, which we love. Tootin, I'm totally in on. I would have went with the Burrow pick there to pair it up, especially that you had Chase and Flowers. I forgot about that when you were first going there. That to me was imperative. I think the swing pick for you is maybe taking McBride at 4-3.
Yeah.
Instead of JMO.
100%. That was my dilemma.
To me, they gave you that. You do a bunch of them. Maybe you just take it. That time.
100%.
I think Warren is going to catch a ton of passes. I love Blake Corum. So your RB2, could be. But I'm with you. I think Warren's going to score points and catch. Corum, you get a free look week 1. So if he gets in the end zone a couple of times, you stop.
Yeah, my running back room is weak, man. I need someone to emerge. Like I need a Corum to have a nice year, or if Jonah Coleman finishes strong.
You basically went all in on the wide receivers. So you made that commitment, and you got the guy who's been, when healthy, the last 3 years has been the quarterback 2 and quarterback 4. So
I'll be honest, Matt. When I was picking, I was hoping, to be honest with you, I might have bypassed Burrow. I might have. I'm not saying I would have, because I was hoping maybe I double hit the running backs in 5 and 6 and skip the stack with Burrow. But the run of running backs when I took Tootin, right? Look, there was 6 running backs in a row. And then, again, I wasn't Bucky Irving hungry. I thought about Brooks for a hot minute to go Brooks and Tootin, to be honest with you. I did think of that, but I just think the Burrow Chase
I love
pairing
Brooks,
is a must.
But you having Chase and Flowers, Burrow to me was a
So that's what. So
like
I
you
don't
said,
mind.
you made the comment. If I'm gonna win it all, this is the pairing, and the fact that in week 17, forget about Andrews. We don't got to talk about him. But in week 17, if you have a chance to win it, you're up there, and you got Burrow, Flowers, and Chase. That's what you want. You're in the game. You're in the game.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm in the Wednesday night game with the Seahawk Festival that I drafted.
Yes,
towards the end of the. So I'll be in Vegas watching that one.
Barner was perfect with the tight end room you have.
Yeah. All right. So I think I did okay. My season will hinge on a running back. Well, Tootin delivering what we think. Let's not talk about the fact that there is some risk with Tootin because he's never been an RB1. But if he delivers, right? I have a lot of running back risk. I have some big upside as well. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, like you said, you got if Corum, something happens to Kyron, there are things. If Coleman gets a roll, Dobbins goes down or he emerges, that the other guy goes down because he can pass block. Well, at least in college, he can pass block really good. I'll say that.
Right. There was an article on CBS Sports today, Matt, that had Jonah Coleman as a potential rookie of the year. I think that's a little aggressive, but interesting.
It is a little aggressive, but Dobbins every year gets hurt. What if Harvey isn't the guy?
Well, I don't think they think Harvey is the guy to run the ball.
But I'm saying he can play various roles. That's what I like about Coleman. He's not just the guy that can only play first or second down. He can go in there. He can pass block for you on passing downs, and he can catch the ball out of the backfield. So that's why he's appealing to me, because he has multiple ways and a very fragile lead back in front of him.
Yeah. All right. So I think my team should be in the mix. Let's look at team 4. start out with 3 great receivers. I was hoping that Higgins fell to me because I was going to try to do the Bengals stack there.
Mhm.
Again, 3 good receivers, 2 productive running backs, great quarterback. He has the Chicago Bear running backfield monopoly with Monongai. Jaden Reed is your flex. So that's, that's.
It's all going to depend on how the routes Reed runs. I still don't get why this guy doesn't run, like why he isn't given more opportunity. I think he's fantastic.
He's more of a gadget guy to them for some reason.
He seems to be like, not in 2 wide receiver sets. But I think he's a guy that deserves to be there. He's kind of like, in a way, like Josh Downs to me. I've always thought Downs deserved more. And, but the whole thing that they pared down that receiving room, I think you got to like Reed. He's a guy I don't really have, and I do want to get some. I want to mix him in. I'm trying to mix guys in that I don't have that I like. So let's see.
That was some of my logic, Matt, with Jameson Williams, a guy who I don't have any, and I'm like, I'd like some of him in my portfolio. And that's one of the reasons why.
I will say one thing about mixing guys in. Like if I have a start with like Chase Flowers and McCorn, I'm gonna have a hard time mixing guys that I don't have because I'm really excited about at that point. That's just me.
That's fair.
Team 4, like Kyron Williams, he's never a guy I draft. I've been proven wrong repeatedly on that. But Williams and Swift as your 1-2 with those 3 receivers is a really nice start.
And Drake May.
You get an elite quarterback. I mean,
nice tight end with Kincaid. I mean, we've been talking about Kincaid this year. We like him. I know your Bills better than anybody, and his risks because
now, the question is, I don't mind it because if something does happen to Swift, and you can get the backfield of the Bears that everybody likes,
right?
So Monongai, Swift, I'm kind of in agreement with. Some people might want to say, just give me Tony Pollard. He's the lead back there, or he's going to be at least a 60%.
He's the lead back on a shittier offense, right? I mean, that's the argument there.
I like it for that because we love the Ben Johnson run game, and if something happens to Swift, this guy gets even more of a role. And one thing I will say, at the end of the year, Monongai started getting some targets and stuff. He wasn't getting them earlier. And I was watching in the spring. He's running routes, catching balls in practice. And if he does get more involved into that, then, he's going to be even
seventh round running back from the running back factory of Rutgers University.
Look at Pacheco. Pacheco had a year or two where he was good. I don't really love the players later on after Kincaid, but again, structurally,
Jake Ferguson in the 14th round is a nice value. That
yes, that's a nice value. I mean, Bill in the 11th round is a nice value. I don't know. Does Bill hold on to the role? Because you can't tell me that Bill can't get beat out of that role.
Right, but he also could be a big part. I think people aren't even talking about
that's what I'm saying. In the 11th round,
I
think that's a good pick. So
solid team overall. I
yes.
think, nice constructed team.
I agree.
With the right talent. So let's look at Team 5, one of the best drafters out there.
We went over this team already, though. I think, they had us critique it. I think it's a really good job.
Yeah, and Team 5 is a good friend of ours who's a superior drafter who, he loves those top 3 receivers. I'm sure he loved that start. He hit 2 running backs I like. I mean, I'm a Javonte guy. Scatabo. It's funny now that, all the stuff in New York, Matt, about what he did with this backflip, and people talk about knuckleheads. People would put him on your list of knuckleheads.
But I just think he's built for this offense. A Greg Roman, Harbaugh offense.
150%. That's why I like him this year. And listen, then he hits Harrison Golden and Tony Pollard and Tracy. So a lot of people
he's a former champ, so he knows what he's doing.
A lot of people monopolize situations tonight, Matt. Between stacks and situations, there's a lot of that going on, which I think is a smart strategy. So he not only did that with the Giants backfield,
and
he stacked the line.
Here's what I'll say too. Like we were talking about McBride in the middle of the fourth. Even if you don't like Marvin Harrison, if you in the middle of the sixth round, I don't know. I'm used to him going at the end of the fourth, early fifth.
I think the drafter at Team 5 is taking Harrison a lot higher than where he even got him. So I'm sure he loved that value.
Did it change in the last week?
So
no, Harrison. His
last
week, his ADP is 5.6. So you got him a full round back, and he's been slipping a little, but that's still a really good value there. And he's you got three beasts at wide receiver. He's your wide receiver 4. You got another upshot Golden as your wide receiver 5, who seems like the guy who's going to be running the 2 sets. He's going to be in there the 2 wide receiver sets.
Yeah, that's a Team 5 is another really master class there. Team 6. All right, so here's something that we saw the other night, or somebody sent me a board where they hit. Maybe it was these 2 tight ends. I think at the back end of the first and second round, but. You don't see it often, but once in a blue moon, you'll see Bowers, McBride. I guess the value for him with McBride at that point, I can't argue it aggressively because he probably is the best player on the board at that point. But he did a nice job with getting Jacobs. I thought was great value in the 5th, and then he did the smart thing, Matt. In my opinion, the 3 wide, 6 through 8 was a must.
Yeah, it was a must. I probably go wide receiver again. I mean, Stevenson there, I get it, but you got the foundation of McCaffrey and what's his name. I would have liked another receiver, but it's again in this format, it's a unique build. You got CMC, who we're all scared with that workload. He led with all the touches, but if he's healthy, plays 17 games, he's what? The 1-3, 1-4?
Yeah, I mean he's been
maybe the 1-1.
The last week, Matt, he's firmly in like the 6 to 8 range. He's really not been slipping.
You got him
at
at 2-3.
Yeah, weeks ago. He's moved right into the firm part of the middle of the first round every day.
That's why I've been trying to hold off. I see you getting him there, or I'm like, let him fall to the back end of the first round, but that's not happening anymore.
No.
I haven't been picking there. So, but no, it's definitely a unique, and like I said, you're getting some really good players up top. So.
Yeah. So I'd say that's the one build that stands out as different here. So, time will tell. Team 7.
I also thought it was odd that you just go Stafford as your only quarterback.
Well, no. Let me scroll. He did take Stroud in the 19th round.
Oh, okay.
So he does have only one quarterback.
Yeah. I would have went with Dimes.
Yeah. I would have went with someone
especially
earlier.
If you took Pierce. I would have went Dimes.
I mean, Stafford is collecting his IRA in the middle of the season, so that's a little bit of a risky pick. But we'll see how that turns out. For Team 7, JSN slipping. JSN typically sits around 5, but he's slipped to 7 tonight. So that's, to me, I'd be happy with that.
My main thing here is, like I said before,
the 4th round pick. Yeah, this is your.
No.
Right
it's not the 4th round pick. Bucky, I guess in the 6th round could be a home run. So I just would have wanted.
Well, you would have taken Pearsall. You're a big Pearsall guy, so I'd say you. Yeah, you would have went Pearsall here.
Even if I was QJ or a Godwin or
Downs, they were all there. I mean, all of
those guys. Like that's where it kind of ends for me. So I want one of those guys because I know Neighbors most likely isn't playing.
Right. That's the kind of the road that we'd say would not be the one that we would have traveled. But
I get the Bucky pick. If you're playing for the home run pick, Bucky's healthy. Yeah. He's rookie version of Bucky, then it's a steal.
Yeah, 100%. So we'll look at the rest. He put Worthy, nice value at 8. Pitts as his tight end. RJ Harvey, better price. Somebody took him in the 6th round the other night.
I mean, where Harvey went here, I think is a really good price. I would be interested in Harvey here. I mean,
he's got a nice quarterback room. He did listen. After all that, he stacked the Chiefs. So if the Chiefs are circa 2 years ago, he's going in with Rice, Worthy, and Patty Mahomes. So that's again, that's notable.
And I like the Chiefs got that early bye, that week 5 bye.
Yeah.
So like if say Mahomes the first month
NFL doing him another favor, by the way,
yeah,
Matt. Another favor.
isn't running, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be as worried because I think like post buy is where you see Mahomes, and I still think Mahomes is going to move. He's a goat. These guys don't.
He's.
But I'm just saying, even if you say that first month he holds back on running as much, I think he's going to get that buy, which will be the bonus, and
we wouldn't have we wouldn't have a draft without mentioning Mike Sanda and the steam of Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, Jerry Jeudy here.
We got him in like the 18th round last night. Yeah. So Jerry Jeudy first.
I would have taken Boston
rocking
over
it.
Jeudy.
Yeah, I would have taken a lot. I would have taken a lot of people over Jeudy. But that's it. So teammate, our good friends, triumphant return to draft season here on July 20th. I love his start. Again, here's a draft situation where you move Loveland up, which Loveland is in a great spot, fifth round. That's where he's going. If you want him, you got to take him there. So he's kind of your wide receiver 3. But
that's a great 5-5. Where I mean,
yeah, but his wide receiver 3, he's not going to love DK or Sutton. These are good guys, but not game breakers at this point. But that's probably
again just my personal taste. Would have been a personal Johnson, Godwin, Downs over DK. Personally, maybe I'm wrong, but I think I like Pittman in Pittsburgh better than Metcalf. But I'm not really drafting either, so I might be wrong. But I think
Sutton for Rodgers, at that point, for Rodgers, that's Pittman is the type of guy he's gonna feed. Right at that point,
I think DK's more. DK will have more of the big blow up weeks, But I don't know how many you get. But so again, that's just a preference. There.
So
I like the Gainwell pick. Yeah, Daniels in the 9th. I'm always going to say it.
Yeah, you love that.
You have to. In the 9th round, it's kind of tough not to take him.
All right, and then he built the Broncos stack with Bo Nix. He's got a great quarterback room between Daniels and Nix. I like the Naylor pick. I like the Marshawn Lloyd pick.
I like Naylor. I'm more of a AJ. When we compared those two. I think the other kid's got more talent on a talent level. I mean, maybe Naylor's more of a NFL guy right now because the other guy had arrested development. We'll put it that way. But I love his
first
running
5
backs he took for depth.
Yeah, and his first 5 picks are, all really high quality guys. So again, his season, we'll see if a wide receiver 3 emerges. Right, where Metcalf, Sutton, Coker, or even Naylor.
Yeah, everybody seems to be really just like shitting on Sutton. And if Waddle's going to be good, I think it's going to open up a lot for Sutton.
Yeah, I think Davis Webb getting that job. Again, we'll talk to our Bronco guys when they come on, but Davis Webb, if Sean Payton really, which some people debate how much freedom Davis Webb will have, I think the offense for the Broncos is going to look much more different than people realize.
Yeah, he got a nice I'm not really a Joe Brady guy. I don't know if it was the head coach handcuffing him in the offense.
Oh, yeah. They didn't want him to leave.
That's one thing.
Right.
But, I mean, they were floating Davis Webb as a possible guy being interviewed by the Bills.
But at the same time, that he hasn't called a play except for 1 quarter in a preseason game. So, again, as much as I'm bullish on Davis Webb because Bo Nix and him are very close, he hasn't called plays yet. So let's see how.
Also, he's been around. He's around Peyton, and you're around people. Those are the environments like you want to be in.
So it'll be interesting to see how the Broncos stack pays out. So Team 9 again, Groundhog Day build. This drafter.
I gotta say, my only negative critique is just doing the same 3 running backs over and over. It's not even 3 running back start because he's kind of perfected it. Where. I mean, if you're going to give me 3 horses, and I think Love in the 3rd round, that's his floor.
Yeah.
We're all so shy, especially after Gentry last year, and Bijan's rookie year wasn't the Saquon year we thought it would be. But this guy's guaranteed $50 million. By taking him at 3rd, they guaranteed him over $50 million. And he can catch the ball. That's the other thing. So, as a team that's going to be playing from behind, I don't see Algier being the guy playing when they're down 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. And then he hit the wide receiver button wisely 5 straight times. Caleb Williams at quarterback.
I like
said
those wide
something-
receivers.
Yeah, I like them all. I think,
It's
yeah.
not
And
even
then,
that. I can say, you know what? I like the build, but I don't like the receivers. And again, if Michael Wilson's your 4, I'm fine with that. Like people just like you can't draft Michael Wilson at all this year.
by the way, Matty, to note, he took the entire Kansas City Chief backfield: Walker, Emmett Johnson, and DeMarcado. So he,
There was
completely played Monopoly there.
There was a tweet for Keaton Mitchell. I don't know if it was Hayden Wink. Somebody put it up there. And it was kind of disguised as like a DeMarcado tweet because Mitchell's like all the way on the top. There's nobody near him. But DeMarcado's like up there with a couple of studs. So it was, and I know the nobody's been higher on him than the Greek.
Yeah, the Greek is all over him. So Team 9 again, very, very similar. Team 10, you were raving about our friend.
Yeah, my only thing, but again, when you look at the players that are there, I would have liked, maybe getting that 5th receiver, but I do like, he got Mason and Mitchell, so.
Well, Jalen McMillan in the 12th round, Matty.
Yes, I do like McMillan, so I got to take that back because I'm looking at who would I trade off of. He got Katron, who again I want to see this battle play out because I do like Bill too, but you can't tell me that Bill can't get beat out because Bill was even 7th round pick or an undrafted, so I like that. I mean, I would have went probably Blue because I just love it if he gets that pass catching role in Dallas. I just love that, but it would have been between Atron, Bigsby, and Blue for me.
So he did the same thing we did, Matty. Skipped Blue for Katron.
But yeah, he did. He didn't learn that's right. He didn't learn the lesson.
After all of your ranting last night.
I even tweeted this morning. I tweeted my shame out to the world.
This guy pretty much said, I don't give a shit. Matt Maldika's having a mental breakdown over it. I'm going to repeat. I'm going to repeat it and do it again. So, and he had the same Cowboy stack we had. I mean, talk about Groundhog Day. This is really interesting now that we're really looking at this.
I think the Greek's going to have a sit down with him.
Oh, bro, we should just have another podcast just to listen to those two go off. Because that is entertainment at its finest.
Holy shit! But you saying that really right? Is crazy.
Yeah, when you break that, that's why, Matt. I love going back through the boards because you get to see some of these things that when you're drafting, it's hard to kind of put your head around. But interesting. Let's look at Team 11 as we get. We'll try to wrap up in the next 5-10 minutes.
Another team that went to 3. See,
yeah,
you go to 3 running backs again. You can do it. It's just like. The room for error. And I think Lamar, I know people are fading. Some people are fading him. And everybody's down on him because he looked terrible last year. But the guy was not the same player. He went from running, 8 to 10 times a game to running 5 times a game.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he missed a lot of time.
Whatever, 3 or 4 games, the guy put up over 30 points in every game. He gets a new young.
And Matt, apparently he wasn't happy with. I think him and Harbaugh's relationship kind of ran its
course.
One
of them had to go, and obviously it was good. I mean, not for nothing. It was time for Harbaugh to go. He's there, 20 years?
Yeah. Again, I think Team 11, again, 3 running back build is tough to pull off. He got 3 good running backs.
I don't think you can go with 3 running back build. Then he took Lamar. Okay, you want to say you got Lamar, and then double up on the tight end there. That's where,
and then go Hurts again. So again, he's got 3 receivers. One's a little old. One's got potential injury issue, and Downs we like. If any of these guys struggle, his depth at receiver could sink this team pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, he took the shots. Later on, if this kid Boston, who could be really like an end zone, he could be an end zone.
Clearly he's not an orthopedist. This guy because he took Tyreek Hill in the 16th round. So,
Hill isn't he working out? No braces and stuff.
But I've read from multiple sources that he may even play again. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. I heard something where he's paying like $25,000 a child a month. So he's like, I gotta get back.
Well, what a surprise! The usual suspects.
Again, go look at Team 9. What Team 9 did. versus what Team 11 did. Like, if you
Yeah.
waited for the quarterback there, you got yourself a Quentin Johnston or a Godwin or a Downs there, to go with Downs. You got Johnston or Godwin. I like Lamar, but I'm just saying you just can't do that. Like, I don't know.
Well,
I have a hard time.
Well, Matt, Team 9 has mastered. I use the term perfected, right? Because these things, perfection is impossible. But Team 9 has mastered the 3 running back build. He pulls himself out of it effectively every time. Team 11, which did that, maybe they said, okay, Derrick Henry to me is the best player on the board. Which I like Derrick Henry. I think he's a guy who sits in the 3rd round. But again, you got to draft effectively after that. But we'll see how that turns out. Team 12, who are Illuminati legends, drafting icons.
They changed it up tonight, and
they did.
It went well, of course, and it still went well. So
he builds a Viking and a Charger stack simultaneously. I mean, that's why they're the best. So this was a good stream.
Team 12 pulled that off the
and
Team 5. So look at
there's so many stacks. I got a smaller stack.
You can learn from 5, 8, and 12.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's how you do it, right? These are guys who are big time players, big time winners. But there's a lot of good drafts in here. I think this was great. Everybody who joined us tonight, Matt, we're closing at close to 300 as we wrap up. This was
I'm
really
happy
cool.
we did it because I thought this was a really fun draft room.
And actually, this draft turned out to be a great one for us to kind of just do on the go because the way it really came out was different and interesting. And again, we're back on. Hopefully, guys, if you want some matinee fun, Matt and I will do Thursday at 2:00. We're going to start pushing that one with Greg, and then we are back on our normal Sunday night slot.
The Sunday night football extravaganza
at 10 p.m. on Sunday night. So once you're off the beach and your wife is done with you, you've done enough family time. Your kids are like, "Dad, I've had enough of your shit. I'm going to go watch."
It's the cure for Sunday night depression,
right? And we may
we're selling it to the public.
We may have a special guest appearance from what the rumors have on Sunday night. But everyone, thanks for watching. Maddie and I catch our buddies. I think the Bengal brothers are doing some work right now.
Definitely tune into that.
Yeah, so catch. I'm sorry I don't have all the details of Josh Bowling and Dan Jewett and company.
Yeah, just check out their Twitter feed. You should be able to pop.
Hey guys, look at the NFFC lobby. Right, I don't know if I have it, Matt, from last night. I do. I didn't even clear out my banners, but go to the NFFC Drafts lobby. Sign up, like Matt and I talked about last night. There are so many different games of all shapes and sizes. There's drafts to get into. We obviously do a lot of this.
And I hope everybody jumps in on Thursday that can. Let's see what the afternoon crowd's like.
Those of you who don't like your job, work from home, can sneak away, have a long lunch break. Hopefully we get some people in for the 2:00 Thursday. We'll think that'll be cool, something different. And then we'll see you back Sunday again.
Yeah, cafe au lait for an hour and a half, and you bang out a draft.
Yeah, I mean, how hard is that, right? And lastly, remember, you got 6 camps opening this week, starting, I think, at the end of the week.
I believe Friday.
Yeah, so the camps are starting. The fun is starting. Matt, always a pleasure, my friend. I will see you on Thursday. Everybody, again, thanks for watching us.
Peace out, guys. Enjoy.